Well, it's time to get a bite on the Texas bucket list, and this week we're doing barbecue in Katy. At a popular place at a second location, we're at Roegels. Whenever you first see the sign for Roegels Barbeque, it usually takes a few tries before getting it right. That didn't deter Russell Roegels from naming his barbecue joint after himself.
A lot of people in barbecue have funny names. You know, Fegus, Mickleweight. There's quite a few of them. And I told my mom, we're gonna call it Roegels. And she said, don't do that because nobody can pronounce it and it'll confuse people.
That is unless you have delicious, sought-after, and renowned barbecue like Russ has.
Top 10, yeah.
It's my favorite.
To me, you need to experience something at least once in your life.
You've got to make sure that you're doing good every time, and that's what we strive for every day.
Russell is as unique as his barbecue.
We love vegans too.
Yeah, when are you going to start serving the impossible
Never.
Roegels? You love vegans so much.
Never, never, never.
Roegels has been a fixture in H-Town since 2014. But before this barbecue joint bared his name, Russ was making smoked meat for most of his life.
Just something to get me through, you know, pay the bills while I'm in college. I had no plans on ever doing this for a living.
After serving in the Air Force for 5 years, he ended up at Bodacious Barbecue back in '95. And in 2001 was hired on to manage Baker's Ribs in Houston. But after a few years, he noticed something.
At the Houston Barbecue Festival, I see how everybody else is doing it. I'm like, man, our stuff's not all that good.
So he sought after a higher education at the popular Camp Brisket at Texas A&M.
Dr. Sable and Dr. Griffin and Ray Riley all came around, and I met them and I said, hey, I want to get involved in this camp that y'all are doing. And Dr. Sable basically says, I told him, hey, I'm coming. And so I've been to every barbecue camp since then.
December of 2014, the switch to Roegels became official, and people officially weren't relishing in Russell's dream.
We were struggling. I mean, when I say bad, we were about to close the doors. And Misty said, do you think we messed up? And I said, no, I believe in what we're doing. I believe in our product. It'll happen.
One good write-up in a local newspaper changed everything.
We got just lucky, you know, getting some press. And, you know, we just, you know, wanted to make sure that it lived up to what they were saying we were.
Barbecue was booming and things were hustling and bustling. But 10 years later,
I kid with people now. I'm like, yeah, we're just called Has-Been Barbecue now. We're the old guy, you know, that people, oh, he used to be cool, but he's over here now, you know.
So Russell pivoted again and started making things like barbecue brisket pastrami and other amazing sandwiches.
It really is something that blew up in our face, and we were like, wow.
They do like the pastrami and the Reuben on Thursdays, and it's phenomenal.
Sandwich I never thought I would enjoy, and then I had it one time and I was hooked on it.
Sandwiches are fantastic.
Then it's settled. Sandwiches it is. But which ones should we do?
The Cuban is more labor intensive.
Yeah.
I know my guys back there, they'll be like, don't feature the Cuban.
Okay, and?
We just call it a brisket cheesesteak. We're not gonna call it a Philly cheesesteak because the Yankees would get mad. That's not a real Philly, you know, or something like that. So it's
close enough.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. You know, I obviously don't have a northern accent.
Oh yeah, let's do that. What else?
Would bologna be too crazy? We make it.
Oh, interesting.
You'll try and you'll be like, no.
I think we have our three contenders.
We're gonna start with our brisket cheesesteak. First thing we gotta do is grab our roll. Gotta get a couple pieces of this provolone right here, and I'm gonna throw it right on the grill.
There you go, flat top it, melted fast.
Yep. We've got some cheese sauce that we have that we're about to pour over the top.
Oh, that's gonna be easy to eat.
Yep. And there we go. We've got our brisket cheesesteak.
Beautiful.
All right, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our in-house made bologna.
Okay.
So this isn't a regular bologna like you get in a grocery store. It's a coarse grind, and it's made with brisket and pork butt. We smoke it, we throw it on the flat top, put a little scald on it. We put some lettuce, tomato, and mayo on it, and make it just a old school bologna sandwich, but with new school bologna.
Interesting.
All right, so next what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a barbecue, and it's our play on a Cuban sandwich, but it's done with smoked meats.
Nice. With a French baguette buttered and pressed, Russ grills up sliced ham and Swiss cheese on a flat top. The baguette gets the cheese, house-made pickles, and mustard sauce, and is topped with ham and chopped up pulled pork.
Not a traditional Cuban, it's a barbecue, and it's our play on it.
So here we have 3 fantastic sandwiches from Roegels, and I'm gonna go straight to the bologna. And that's no bologna. The coarseness of the bologna, the saltiness and the savoriness, along with that smoking, makes it sensational.
That is yummy. I love the bologna sandwich.
You really like the bologna, huh?
I do.
That's definitely not the kind of bologna sandwich my mom used to make.
I'm gonna have to put that on my list to try that too.
On to the brisket cheesesteak. That cheese is just all over that smoked brisket. Of course, it's stuck itself to the paper. Oh, go for the pepper side. Well, they might be a fan of their Phillies up in the Northeast, but down here in Texas, we do things different, and this would definitely take the series.
You get that smoky sort of more flavor that you don't necessarily get, let's say, on a true Philly cheesesteak.
Hey, Philly, we got the trophy and your sandwich.
Rivals anything you can get in Philly.
And finally, on to the barbecue Cuban. And I'm a huge fan of Cuban sandwiches, so I've been looking forward to this one for a while. Oh yeah, that pulled pork, that mustard. I already know this is gonna be good. Boy, that pulled pork is just full of flavor. You mix it in with that ham and those pickles and that honey sauce. Oh yeah.
They do it right, they do it consistently, and they just do a heck of a job with their cue.
Hey Jordan, if you want to taste the home with a little Texas twist, this is the place for you, buddy.
I say it's the best barbecue in Houston, but it may be the best barbecue in Texas.
Well, whether you're looking for some old school barbecue or some of the most sensational sandwiches I've ever had on the side of Interstate 10, coming to Katy to Roegels is definitely well worth a stop on the Texas bucket list.
Can't go wrong here at Roegels.
My last name on it means my name's on every plate that comes out of here, so I want it to be right every single time.
Well, thanks for watching this segment of the Texas Bucket List. To see more, be sure you subscribe to our channel. And to see full episodes, become a member. In the meantime, you can also shop our store at the Texas Bucket List store and studio.